It is not a coincidence that you are watching this. Some part of you is looking for answers to the questions you have. In addition, it is possible that this search is the most obvious indication that you have been called. They are the ones that are able to sense when it is time to awaken. In addition, if you are present, the time has come for that. Do you ever get the impression that you are carrying something different? Does it seem as though you do not belong in the world as it is? Is it possible that you possess a knowledge that you have never been taught by anyone, but that has always been there, subtly waiting for you to discover it? Imagine that this is not the case. It is your very essence that is attempting to arise. Many people make an effort to disregard this inner prompting. They live their lives imprisoned in patterns that have nothing to do with their souls, try to be normal, and repress their sensations. It is not possible for the chosen ones. They have an excessive amount of feelings. They have an excessive amount of knowledge. Since childhood, you may have experienced things that no one else has seen, felt presences, signals, or omens, or simply had the peculiar knowledge that you are not alone, even when you are silent. Even if you are unable to describe it, you may have spotted things that not everyone else saw. Because of this heightened perception, the selected ones are able to grow up with it, despite the fact that the world works hard to make them forget it. During the course of today, you will learn about the 7 spiritual gifts that distinguish the genuine chosen individuals. They are significant symptoms that do not present to only a select few individuals, sacred instruments that have been placed within you as gifts in order to perform a task that only your soul is aware of the nature of. It's possible that you've experienced these gifts in fleeting moments, such as a dream that revealed something to you, an intuition that came at the right time, or an uncontrolled desire to assist another person. Or perhaps at times of difficulty, when you had the sensation that you were being protected by an unseen force, even when all seemed to be gone. There was no coincidence in any of this. These presents are evidence that you are not simply here to exist, but rather to undergo transformation. You are now at a different level. A mark has been placed on you. There has been a call for you. And at this point, it is time to comprehend what you are carrying, mostly due to the fact that the world around them starts to alter when the selected ones suddenly awaken. If you are moved in any way by this message, you should immediately begin following the channel. Together, we shall investigate everything that the individuals who have been chosen carry within them and what course of action they should take with it. This point marks the beginning of your adventure, and there is no going back. Your journey starts here. Hit subscribe now and step into your purpose. Don't miss what's coming. In most cases, the first gift that manifests itself in those who have been chosen is intuition. It is not merely a simple sensation. It is similar to a voice within oneself that is gentle but authoritative, and it talks while one is surrounded by silence. This voice does not yell, but people who hear it have a strong sense that they must continue to follow it. There is a sense that something within you is aware of the path, even when the intellect is still unsure of what to do. The reasoning and experience that underpin this intuition are not present. Simply said, it shows up. Sometimes it manifests itself as chills that come out of nowhere, and other times it is felt in your chest and your stomach. The body reacts to the information that the soul already possesses. Many individuals who were chosen have reported experiencing intuitions ever since they were little. They were able to sense when someone was not trustworthy, when a location had an odd atmosphere, or when something positive was going to take place. Even without grasping the concept, they were already aware of it. As time goes on, individuals come to the realization that disregarding this emotion would invariably result in consequences. It is not the intention of this gift to impress. When it arrives, it defends. The ability to communicate with one's spirit is known as intuition. Even before the events that are going to take place in the physical world take place, it is as if a part of you is in direct relationship with more subtle plans, receiving instruction. This intuitive knowledge can also be accessed through dreams. Dreams that are not typical, but that continue to be vivid even after the dreamer has woken up. Dreams in which you encounter people you do not know but recognize, as well as dreams that include messages or symbols. The chosen one is aware of the difference between a dream that is merely a dream and one that is a warning. Occasionally, this intuition will grow so powerful that it might be unsettling. These instances are not uncommon. When you make an effort to rationalize, you find that something pulls you in a different direction. Something takes place as a result of your decision to disregard it. As soon as you start following, even if you don't fully comprehend, everything starts to fall into place. The first gift possesses a power that is not readily apparent. Intuition develops into a useful compass during the course of one's life. It is common for feelings, rather than logic, to be the guiding force behind judgments made in the context of relationships, professional choices, and even the most straightforward or intricate choices. They always come to the realization that they made the right choice in the end, even if they are unable to explain why they did it. No, this sensitivity is not a sign of weakness. That is a sign that you are connected. Those who have a profound experience of life are able to detect things that others do not. Those that are chosen frequently experience emotional outbursts over seemingly insignificant matters. Their senses pick up on the atmosphere of a place, the way a person looks at them, and the subtle meanings that lie behind the words. In the course of time, this gift develops. What was previously little more than a hazy sensation is now a distinct course of action. Because they have faith in their own internal compass, the chosen one is no longer panicked by the chaos that is occurring around them. They are aware that even if the world rejects them, their soul may be calling out to them to accept them. In addition, intuition can point the way even when there is nothing visible in front of you. It is the same as walking in the dark while possessing the assurance that there is a solid ground beneath your feet. At the same time, everything makes perfect sense when you look back. Every single action, every single decision, and everything was being directed. Uncovering something profound, such as self-assurance and faith in the unseen, is the result of this gift. As a result of the individual's realization that their own perception is valuable, they stopped looking for confirmation from other sources. They acquire the ability to pay closer attention to what their internal world is trying to convey to them. In addition, the more they listen, the more they discover the path that is appropriate for them. For many people, this is the gift that kickstarts their journey towards spiritual enlightenment. It is not necessary to carry out any preparation or study. All that is required is to pay attention. Having the awareness and the willingness to accept that not everything needs to be explained is sufficient. The heart is the only organ that can truly feel certain realities. If you have ever been in a situation where something told you to go or not go, and you subsequently recognized that it made a significant impact in your life, then you should be aware of this. The gift is already present within you, and the more you put your faith in this voice, the more powerful it will become. The winners acquire the skills of listening, trusting, and following. Not only do certain individuals comprehend the suffering of others, but they also experience that suffering as if it were their very own. Nothing about it is dramatic or exaggerated. Simply put, it is empathy. When it comes to those who have been selected, this empathy is accompanied with a more profound intention to heal. The manifestation of this gift is a heightened sensitivity. At times, it is sufficient to simply enter a room in order to experience the emotional weight of the people present. The one who has been selected is able to sense concealed melancholy, masked agony, and whispered suffering. Moreover, they frequently experience all of this within their own bodies. It is as if their soul made a direct connection with the soul of another person, without the use of words or explanations taking place. They are simply feeling, and the intensity of their feelings makes it impossible to ignore them. As a result of this, those who have been chosen are frequently sought out by those who are experiencing a crisis, friends, acquaintances, and even children. The presence of them makes everyone feel welcome. The energy of the chosen one carries with it a sense of being at ease. There are moments when simply being in their presence is enough to bring about a sense of tranquility. Many of these selected ones come to realize, over the course of time, that they possess the ability to heal. Certainly not with their hands, although some people do that, but rather with their gaze, with the appropriate words, and with genuine listening techniques. It is as if their very being is aware of what they should say, even when they are not planning it out. Touch, hugs, and prayers are some of the ways that others choose to transmit this healing energy. When they are in close proximity to someone who is distressed, some people experience a kind of warmth in their hands as well as a movement of energy. There is no delusion to this. In other words, it is the gift at work. This present, on the other hand, is not always simple to transport, experiencing such a great deal of emotion. Without even being aware of it, the chosen one takes on the feelings of those around them. After being in the presence of someone who is emotionally burdened, they may experience feelings of exhaustion, sadness for no apparent reason, or physical exhaustion. Consequently, it is of the utmost importance for individuals who possess this talent to acquire the ability to safeguard themselves by creating boundaries, monitoring their own energy, and recharging their batteries through the practice of meditation, the natural world, or quiet. The ability to empathize with others is a source of blessing, but it must be tempered. Moreover, this gift arouses a profound sense of sympathy. It is not easy for the selected one to make decisions. They have the understanding that there is a story, a hurt, and a reason behind every action that they take. As a result of this, they become a conduit of welcome for others who are in need of illumination. Despite the fact that not everyone is able to hear the voice of God, there are some people who experience this connection in such a profound and audible way that it is as if heaven is speaking to their hearts directly. Those who have been chosen not only have faith in the spiritual realm, but they also engage in conversation with it. The manifestation of this gift might take numerous forms. Others simply know, while others hear, while others see. It is a wisdom that appears on its own, out of nowhere, a response that presents itself in the absence of sound, a communication that arrives when no one else is present. The prayers of some people bring these messages to them, others while they are meditating, or even during everyday activities such as having a shower, going for a walk, or enjoying the view of the sky. Not a single location is relevant. Communication takes place when the person who has been chosen is in tune. By establishing a link with the divine, one receives direction. Quite frequently, the person who has been chosen is uncertain, disoriented, and perplexed, and then suddenly, something becomes crystal obvious. They are without a doubt aware of the actions that they must take. To put it another way, it is as if someone has activated a light within that illuminates the path. It is also common to have visions which may or may not be achieved by the use of one's physical eyes, but rather through the gaze of the spirit. Images, symbols, faces, and sceneries that are accompanied by a profound comprehension are also included in this category. It is something like to being a witness to something spiritual taking place from within. Your journey starts here. Hit subscribe now and step into your purpose. Don't miss what's coming. The ability to communicate with the divine is not at all related to any one faith. The topic at hand is relationships in a personal and one-of-a-kind way. Every single one of the selected ones relates in their own unique way. There are no guidelines to follow. Recognizing when this communication takes place and showing respect for what it is conveying are the things that are important. Through the use of this gift, many people are provided with warnings, counsel, and even protection. They have had situations in which they have sensed an unseen force preventing an accident or a subtle voice saying, "Don't go." They have then recognized that by complying, they were able to avoid something serious. None of this is a coincidence. Spiritual care is what it is. The recipient of this gift is also qualified to act as a messenger. They are not able to keep what they have received to themselves. When they have the thought that they ought to share, they do so. And the majority of the time, their remarks reach precisely the people who are in need of hearing them. It is as if the divine is able to communicate with other souls through their voice. As a result, it is very uncommon for individuals who possess this skill to wind up assisting other people without even being aware of it. Because it is not merely a matter of the mind, a statement that is delivered at the appropriate time can sometimes completely change the course of someone's day or even their lives. A higher authority was the source of it. They have a tendency to live their lives with a greater degree of faith. They do not have blind faith, but rather faith that is felt because they have already experienced evidence of the existence of the divine. They have provided answers that are impossible. It is impossible for anyone to comprehend the manner in which they have been saved. In addition, people have faith because of this. In addition, this gift comes with responsibilities, mostly due to the fact that once you start listening to the spiritual, you can no longer pretend that you didn't hear it. The truth that has been revealed requires action. In addition, the chosen individual acquires the ability to comply, even if they first do not fully comprehend everything. Some people have the ability to see beyond what is immediately in front of them. They are able to see not only what is visible to the naked eye, but also what is hidden, concealed within, hidden behind the curtains of reality. This skill is one of the most unique abilities that has been bestowed onto those who have been chosen. The ability to see into the future and to have spiritual clarity. Unlike what you see in movies, clairvoyance does not include making predictions about the future. It is about being able to perceive what is concealed, what is not being communicated, and what the majority of people are unable to comprehend. When someone is selected, it is as if they have access to a higher plane of existence, where everything is more transparent, more authentic, and more profound. Visual manifestations of this ability might take the form of external visuals and inward visions. It can manifest itself in the shape of feelings such as shivers, uneasiness, tingling, or intense premonitions. Alternatively, it can sometimes take the form of knowledge that suddenly appears without any apparent source, yet is filled with confidence. Those who possess this talent are able to look beyond the surface. The genuine motivations that lie behind smiles are revealed to them. Even when everything appears to be in order, they are able to recognize when anything is awry. Most of the time, they are able to recognize indicators that no one else can. Numbers, symbols, messages that arise in daily life. Even in one's dreams, clairvoyance might manifest itself. They are visions that are clear and vivid, and they do not disappear when you wake up. Dreams have profound meanings that appear to be more real than the actual world around them. Visions, flashes, glances, or scenes that appear out of nowhere at times are experienced by the chosen individual while they are awake. This talent is complemented by the manifestation of spiritual clarity. There is a difference between clairvoyance and spiritual clarity. Clarity of spirit reveals the meaning. It is in the same way as having a profound awareness that indicates what must be done. Even in situations where everything appears to be a mess on the surface, it is when the soul calls out in this manner. The heart is aware of something even if the head is unable to comprehend it. One can gain direction through spiritual clarity. However, the selected one simply feels what the reality is, even in the midst of uncertainty. Although they might not have all the answers, they are aware of the next action that needs to be taken. These gifts enable the recipient to make choices that, from the perspective of others, may appear to be dangerous, but which, from their own perspective, make perfect sense. They might relocate to a different city, put some space between themselves and a certain person, or begin something new. Everything was due to the fact that something within them saw and understood what other people have not yet perceived. Many of these individuals are able to recognize spiritual patterns in the occurrence of events. They have the ability to recognize patterns, recurring occurrences, and linkages between seemingly unrelated events. Even in the most challenging circumstances, they are able to comprehend the lessons that the universe is attempting to impart to them. There is never a moment when the selected ones are fully content with living a normal life. They may even make an effort to conform to the norm, live up to the standards, and adhere to the script. However, something within always makes a more audible appeal, a persistent whisper that says, "You came for something greater." This gift is the persistent feeling that life needs to have a purpose, not just to exist, but to make an impact on that which is being experienced. The person who has been chosen considers their existence in the world to be more than a coincidence. Even if they do not yet have a clear understanding of what their mission is, they were born with a mission. This inner unease manifests itself at an early stage. The person who is chosen has the impression that the world does not make much sense from a very young age. Rule, structure, and system are all called into doubt. When they see other people going through pain, they ask themselves, "What can I do differently? How can I be a part of the solution?" This is not pride. The act is a calling. In addition, this calling does not slow down. It develops over the course of time. It beats when the person who has been chosen is in settings that do not provide them with nourishment. Every single one of the individuals who were selected shares a common characteristic. They have dealt with circumstances that would have been enough to bring anyone to their knees. Nevertheless, they were not annihilated. They are safeguarded by something. They are lifted high by something. When it appears that everything is lost, there is an unseen force that protects them from remaining down for an excessive amount of time. Emotional resistance is not the only thing that this gift is. It is a spiritual strength that is not audible, but yet tremendous. When everyone else gives up, but the one who has been chosen to persevere, it becomes apparent. When it appears like everything is going wrong, but they persevere anyhow. A situation in which no one believes, but they continue to have faith. A more difficult set of tests awaits the one who has been picked. This occurs as a result of the preparation of their soul in the fire. They are sharpened by pain. They form their resilience via adversity. The experience of falling makes them wiser, and as time goes on, they realize that every ailment has helped them become more resilient. It is something that stops evil from having a profound impact on those who have been selected, and this protection is something that comes along with them. They may be confronted with challenging circumstances, but frequently they are able to avoid something far more unpleasant by a minor detail, a delay that rescued them, or a refusal that appeared to be a bad thing but turned out to be a deliverance. There is also the manifestation of this protection through intuition. When anything is awry, the chosen one is the one who feels it. They are aware of the times when they ought to put some distance between themselves and a particular location or somebody. There are occasions when individuals are unable to comprehend the reasons for their discomfort. It is not until much later that they find out that they were spared from something that they did not even witness taking place. Those who have been chosen protect themselves even when they are subjected to verbal, emotional, or spiritual assault. It is not possible to bring them down through any means. Despite the fact that they may even feel the weight, they are supported by something bigger, as if they are constantly encircled by an unseen presence that keeps watch over them and steps in when it is required. When it comes to resilience, this strength also manifests itself. The chosen ones do not remain in agony for an extended period of time. They experience, cry, and suffer, yet they persevere. They are continually on the rise. Things that you do will come back to haunt you. Not only are those who have been chosen aware of this spiritual reality, but they also have a sense of it. Because of this, they experience it more intensely than other people do in their skin. According to them, the cosmos is aware of everything that occurs. Consequences are associated with every thought, speech, and action. The chosen individuals are the recipients of this gift, which is the clear sense of the law of return, and it appears with an extraordinary force in their life. In response to their acts of kindness, the cosmos bestows upon them observable blessings. In the event that they cause harm, even unwittingly, they experience the weight of virtually instantaneous correction. It is not a kind of sanctions. Alignment is the term. It is as if life forces them to move along a route that is more constrained, more conscious, and more responsible. They cannot continue to exist on autopilot for an excessive amount of time. The sheer nature of their faith requires them to conduct their lives with purpose and honesty. It dawns on them that whatever they plant will eventually come back, and it will come back much stronger. They will, sooner or later, receive assistance in ways that they did not anticipate if they aid someone else. They will experience a return of energy which will bring about learning and contemplation, even if they wounded someone unknowingly. A profound sense of spiritual obligation is reawakened as a result of this gift. Individuals that are selected get the ability to monitor their thoughts, intentions, and statements. Due to the fact that the universe treats them with a very fine and very precise justice, they are aware that they cannot act in a careless manner. This is the reason why many people who have been chosen go through challenging stages shortly after straying from their spiritual path. They are aware, deep within their being, that something is not quite right. As a result of this sensitivity, they are brought back into line with the truth, with the objective that they have set for themselves. Because of this awareness, those who are chosen are able to live with greater empathy. Since they are aware that everything is interconnected, they contemplate their actions before taking them.